wasn't worth it to hear them chant your name. And if I let you go under, I have only myself to blame. 'Cause they don't care about you. They don't care about you. Yeah, they don't care about you. Duty Foley is a very young boy. I am the man who's gonna save your life. I can't believe you believe me. How easy it was to deceive you all. Your love and admiration in the palm of my hands. Now I'm taking what you're loving of me. You won't know when, you won't know where, but I'm getting out of here. I was frozen in the ice. You gave me shelter, you gave me life. Opened your heart for me to break. Rose up and hit you. You stupid old man, I am a snake. And despise me. I'm a coward, I'm a liar. I've heard all them names before. See, I built this world around you with my own two hands, so I'm leaving the ashes behind me. They all wanna stop me, but I ain't going down. Set their Messiah on fire. I'll put their angel in the ground like a king on his throne with the people at my feet. I am complete. I was frozen in the ice. You gave me shelter, you gave me life. Opened your heart for me to break. Rose up and hit you, you stupid old man. Yeah, I was frozen in the ice. You gave me shelter, you gave me life. Opened your heart for me to break. Rose up and hit you, you stupid old man. I am a snake. 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 I am sick, there is no cure. I am sick, there is no cure. And if you ever were my friend, I know you'll understand. I gotta set fire to whatever we were. My vision is set, I can't see the past. My vision is set, I can't see the past. 'Cause in the act of breaking you, I feel like I was born anew. The Antichrist has risen at last. pulled down the chair. I reached up to heaven and I pulled down the chair. And giving up my soul, I found absolute control. You're going to hell, I'm sending you there. I'll take your life.
Hey, Omega.
Yes, Gunner.
Do you know what tomorrow is?
Well, I believe it's Hump Day.
Smoke weed every day.
Alright, everybody. That's your memes for the evening. Good night. Alright. Let's get started. 812-408-9666, 812-408-9666.
Or woo!
You guessed that, Chester. You missed your introduction, therefore you get negative points.
Hey, I had to get my pizza.
You had to get your
You
pizza.
fat
Yeah, we had to do a
motherfucker.
show on
I
time.
was gonna say that.
So, here's the news. TNA is effectively out of money, and it has strong talks with our Aerolux Marketing for investment, which the Harris twins are involved with as officers. Aerolux already put up the money for the last set of tapings, and the rumor amongst the roster indicates that if TNA does not make payment to them sometime this week, they will be able to claim majority stake in the company. So,
Speaking of memes, just kill this fucking company already, seriously.
Yep.
LOL TNA.
You know what?
TNA.
The Harris brothers is going to come in and save their ass because they just can't die. It's not possible.
Shane McMahon's gonna swoop in and buy the company, and we're gonna have WCW versus WWE too.
I would
No. No.
a TNA invasion. It would be absolutely epic.
Nobody would love it. Everyone would fucking shit all over it.
According to like PW Insider and everybody, they're saying that actually tomorrow is doomsday for TNA if they don't have the money. So tomorrow should be a very interesting day.
So we're on less than 24 hours notice to possibly the death of TNA. Something I swear to God, I never thought I would see this.
I've been seeing it coming for a long time. I just hope some of the talent have a way out into either the Indies or WWE if TNA really does implode.
Well,
Bennett can go back to Ring of Honor. That's all I care about.
yeah, like between New Japan, Ring of Honor, all the indies that are around the country, Europe is going strong.
Well, no,
Global Force apparently still exists somehow. There'll be places for people to land.
now they're not necessarily dead, are they? It's just that Aerolux would be the majority holder, in which case
Right,
they can do
and-
what they want with them.
Exactly.
In which case,
Yeah,
would you
but it won't be
save
Dixie
that
Carter running
business?
a company with her friends anymore.
Yeah, okay. So Omega BR, you take over TNA business, and you take a look back at the last 5 years of books. Would you save that? Do you think it has money value to it?
I think there's something you can do with it. Turn it into a touring company and just do, I mean, you've got the guys, you've got the Hardys, you've got several independent guys. You could, just what I said. Turn it into a touring company, save your money that way, pay the guys well, charge, $20 a head to see the Hardys. I mean, that's got to be,
So basically what you're saying is that TNA has turned into North Carolina 20 years ago or something like that, with whatever fed that they ran?
Omega. You're thinking of Omega.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking of. What's really funny is that our Omega is from North Carolina as well, I think.
Hey, so here's the bottom line though. Honestly, there's so much bad PR and just bad.
Okay,
No
all right.
joke.
Let's talk about bad PR here for a second. So they're Nazis. I just want everybody to realize that.
Exactly. I was trying to pussyfoot around that, but you brought it up, Gunnar. Thank you. For fuck's sake, on the TNA Asylum years, you can see one of the fucking Harris brothers walk out with the SS symbol on his chest.
Oh God.
I mean that SS lightning bolt thingy.
Well, I really
Yes.
don't think that they'll necessarily go for that, but I could definitely see Pop ending their relationship with TNA.
Oh, you couldn't hear that.
Premature.
Oh yeah, it's not. No, this is like
See-
worse than worse.
To me, if I'm a business that takes over TNA, I look at that video library and I say, how much you think WWE would pay me for that? And I gotta tell you, it's more than I bet TNA could make in like 5 years. There'd have to be a massive turnaround.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is true and TNA did collapse, that like half
So, okay.
of their really good talent would just bail
So-
the WWE.
Hold on. All right, I want everybody reel everybody back here for a second, and I'm going to bring up the last company that collapsed and fell on hard monetary times that isn't named AAA, and that would be Chikara. Actually, They disappeared for a year, if y'all remember this, when they were super, super hype and super, super hot.
Yeah.
And they disappeared for a year because of monetary issues, because, they needed to pay all their money and whatnot. I could see TNA disappearing from television at some point or another. And I could see TNA coming back, rebranded, with new people, with different things, and I could see it being a successful endeavor. However, there needs to be a large disconnect with how things are run there and their production values. There would be half the roster would probably have to change, half the people there would probably have to change. I bet you anything in the world that if you went over to the
So at that point, why not put together a new company?
Because you're not exactly but you're not scrapping a new company. You're not creating a new company. You're just rebranding it and putting it over somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're keeping the video library.
Here's the thing: I don't know that the TNA library or the TNA brand is going to be worth all that much money. With what they've done to the company, I would think it would be pretty close to, if not worthless, at this point.
At this point, yes, but you give it 6 months, you give it a year, you let them rebrand, you let them establish themselves again, and I can see them doing something good with it.
But it has to be
Possible.
a full-on rebrand. Like, the TNA you knew, that's been killed, and it's dead. It's not coming back.
Gunnar, I kind of cut you off on this idea, but taking them to the UK full-time, holy hell, they would do gangbusters. And I can't believe they never learned anything from Rinka King and would just, go over to India as TNA.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you go over to a market, it'll actually want you, instead of the US market, I could see them doing really, really well.
That, ideally,
What
that
you're
would be
supposed
really
to
good.
do in order to freaking get better training and get more hype, isn't it?
Well, there are a lot of facts.
Search out the market that actually wants you to be there.
Well, there are a lot of factors
And traditionally-
involved in
Right.
moving to another company and setting up shop and all this and that. But
Exactly, but I still think that would be a better idea.
Yeah, they need a rebrand.
Another rebrand, by the way.
But yeah, so it's pre-Hogan era, post-Hogan era, and now Nazi era,
Post-relevancy era.
Yes. And all I can think
So
of is
200,000
that video I
viewers
saw
a
this
week.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, nothing. We can get back to it later.
It just reminds me of this video I saw this week. Some guy in Scotland wanted to piss off his girlfriend, so he taught his pug how to zeet Heil.
Oh my god.
And he gets all excited when he's
I
like,
want this
"Guess
pug."
the Jews. Want to guess the Jews?"
You want Justin Jews? And then the dog does the thing.
Whoa, my hair just broke.
And Yankum's all offended over here.
Why am I
I
on
am
this
tapping
podcast?
so hard right now.
Are you sure you're
I
tapping
don't
over there?
like
It sounds a lot like
any
the other
of
thing.
you.
No, I'm smacking the top
And
of my
yet
desk as
here
hard as
I
I can.
am every week. I don't like any of you, and yet I continue to be here, and I don't
You like me,
understand.
Yankum. Fuck off.
No.
Speaking of,
You know deep
speaking
down
of
you
British
really
wrestling,
like me.
Speaking of British wrestling, Progress has announced
This
Zack
is
Sabre Jr.
progress.
Has announced Zack Sabre Jr. versus Flash Morgan Webster and Jack Gallagher versus Pete Dunne as qualifiers for the WWE Global Cruiserweight Series. Evolve has announced Drew Gulak versus Tracy Williams and Fred EI versus TJ Perkins. Well, finally, they'll be able to get a new TJ on their roster.
Who's that bald guy from Progress that has, the rap intro? I bet
I
nobody
will be
knows who he
perfectly
is.
honest with you. I have seen maybe one Progress match.
I've seen, 3. And maybe somebody in West can help me. It's a bald wrestler who looks like a skinny Steve Austin.
Jack. The only
And
person
he
that's
uses
coming to mind
Scroobius Pick as his intro music.
Smack. Jack Sexsmith? No, it's not Sexsmith.
He was in the last tournament they had. He was the first of the two guys out. No, he was the second guy out. But, he was one of the first two dudes in the ring.
Who cares? Zack Sabre Jr.
And he
That's all I've got to say about that.
Yeah, Zack Sabre Jr.
He ate that that pile driver thing, the whatever it's called, where he basically bounced 3 feet in the air after being pile drivered.
Pile driven is the word you're looking for there, but yes, I have no idea.
So, does this mean, do we get the qualifying matches in Dragon Gate now, since Tozawa's a part of the series already?
Maybe. We'll see.
Does Gabe still
because
run it?
The Evolve... Oh yeah, you still have the Evolve connection, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Yep.
So you can do it Evolve. There's people already announced for it, and there are people that are going to qualify for it, I believe. And I think that What's-His-Face is going to try to qualify for it. Zack Sabre Jr. But, anyway, moving on. Bray Wyatt suffered a freak calf injury in Italy after backing from the corner against Roman Reigns and slipping. No word on how long he'll be out, but he was sent home from the tour.
Rip. One of my favorite wrestlers.
Has the calf injury been defined yet?
No, it is not.
A lot of different ways you can injure your calf. If it's a sprain, it's not gonna. He's gonna be out for a bit, but not too long. If he tore something, he's gonna be out.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't crushed.
Oh. No, I don't think it was crushed either. But I think that I saw the video of it, basically. He's walking, and then he all of a sudden grabs his leg, and he goes, owie. And it's like, oh, look at what you did. But no, I think that he just tweaked it. I don't think it's terrible. I think that he'll show back up after the pay-per-view. I don't think he'll be on the pay-per-view at all.
Basically, what happened to my ankle. It healed up in 2 months.
Probably less than that, to be perfectly honest. I expect them back after the pay-per-view, but we'll see. Other than that, I mean, damn that whatchamacallit, that Payback pay-per-view got really screwed up there, huh?
Yeah, not really. I mean, were they going to do anything with him?
Yeah, he was going to go against the whatchamacallit, League of Nations.
Oh, well, yeah, big deal.
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, nothing
Speaking
terrible,
of-
but,
You're telling me
Speaking
that
of,
Fandango can't compete against Victor on Payback?
Maybe on main event, but not payback.
Well, Victor will be. It'd be a singles match since Adam Rose and Connor of the Ascension were both suspended for 60 days for their second violations of the wellness program, and both suffered their first infraction as developmental talents. The thing that I heard was that Connor, or maybe it was Adam Rose, one of the two had crystal meth in their system, which I'm just like, why?
That really doesn't sound like Adam Rose. If you've watched that ESPN documentary on him, he's kind of like a family man now.
Wow,
That sounds like Connor.
I would not be surprised if it was Connor, but I would also be very surprised. And also, by the way, Connor's last strike against him, by the way, 2008 or 2007. So that shit carries. So, Jeff Hardy, everybody's like, oh my god, if Jeff Hardy comes back, maybe it'll be good. No, it won't be, because he'll have 2 strikes. Rip.
Yeah, but Connor didn't, he hasn't left the company since, has he?
No.
Well, see, then Jeff's left, so if he comes back, then he could be reset.
It's all, it's all up in the air, and that's the thing that we've already been worried about. But the whole point of this is...
but people like Randy Orton
Damien
get
Sandow and the
infinite
Social
strikes.
Outcasts, please. Damien Sandow and the Social Outcasts, please.
Yes.
Social Outcasts are looking for a new member. They tried to get Apollo Crews on the show Monday. I say, yeah, go for Damien.
I loved the kayfabe explanation to Adam Rose leaving, and is that basically he's off on some psychedelic journey. They pretty much played directly into the drug thing and why he was suspended. It was pretty brilliant.
He's like, I'm just gonna go do some DMT, man, and I'll have this guy come in and replace me while I'm gone.
That'll be good.
company-
That'll be good. Speaking of things to be good, the League of Nations is expected to split up soon, while Natalya is penciled in to face Charlotte at Payback and Extreme Rules. The current expectation is for Sasha Banks to win the championship at SummerSlam. So a nice long title reign for Charlotte there.
What if Natalia takes it off of her at Payback? Not gonna happen.
It could. It's a swan song kind of thing. I could see Natalya.
It might.
That
actually would be more interesting to have Natalya versus Sasha Banks at SummerSlam for the title.
No. I think that whatchamacallit, I think Charlotte wins it back. I think that there's good. I think that Bret Hart in their corner. I can see it winning back, and then having Sasha and Charlotte at SummerSlam.
Not Sasha, but Charlotte needs to go fuck off. She can barely fucking keep up in the ring.
Are you kidding? She's all right, dude. I think
she's all right, but
improved.
she's
improved.
She's improved, but there's still a lot of stuff that she does that just makes me cringe because I can see the ring rust or greenness in her. Like, she's gotten better at a lot of things, but there's still some small things that she can't take that well.
Absolutely, but that's half the roster at this point.
And then you have people like Sami Zayn that can take pretty much anything and keep going.
Right.
Like Sami Zayn, the man who missed a backflip, almost landed on his head, threw his hands in the air to catch himself on his hands so he wouldn't break his neck, flipped around, and kicked Jericho in the face. Because he thought fast enough.
If you look up the video, there's a video of Charlotte corpsing randomly for some reason or another during her match on Raw. Go look it up. You'll find it.
Can I lick her armpit?
Ew. What?
Ew.
Dude.
Ew.
Speaking of armpits,
come on.
WWE.
Speaking of armpits.
Speaking of armpits, WWE's dress code of business casual has been relaxed to include tap-out branded fitness gear. Essentially, WWE. So basically, everybody was like, "Hey, you don't have to wear business casual if you wear the tap-out stuff." And it's like, what? Really? Another U.S. clothing company has Bomai trademarked, hence why Shinsuke Nakamura renamed the move.
What do you rename it to?
The Shinsa. I've always fucked this up.
It's called the Kinshasa.
Oh, his running knee.
Okay.
Yes.
Kinshasa.
Bomaye, by the way, before West goes nuts.
Bomai. Yeah. Sorry.
Hey man, you have the E in the heart.
I'm okay with them changing the name because, of course, it is trademarked, and also his NXT music isn't that bad. Even though it wasn't as good, it's not as good as his old music.
The violin covers better.
Oh, it's just as you slowly build up to it, and then once it hits, you're just like, oh.
Yeah. It's
fuck you guys, because I get to see him live in 2 weeks.
Fuck you, I live on the other side of the country. I can't go to an FCW show. I live in California. I have to go to PGW once a year.
The luck of living in Florida.
Or PWG. I'm sorry.
Also, before everybody else it reminds me. Before I forget, Piper Punch, you're old as fuck.
Say what now?
He is. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I just want to...
Who didn't like the theme?
The theme was great. I loved it. I just want everybody to know the historical significance.
Who didn't like the theme?
What?
I'm hearing nobody.
I think people were just making the argument that Subconscious is better than his new theme.
His new one, yeah. Well, yeah. You can make that one, but I like the new theme better. And, Ali Boumaier, Ali Boumaier, Ali Boumaier.
Shut up, Chester. Stop it.
Yeah.
Well, just the historical significance.
How about them sweaty pits for the tap out? Everyone's going to be showing up in tap out gear. Do you know how big of a pain in the ass it is to travel in a fucking suit? It sucks.
Everyone's
going to be showing up.
I wouldn't want to wear tap out gear. I wouldn't want to wear the tap out gear. I wouldn't do it. No, that would be
remember.
Joke. Remember, he's dead.
I remember like 10 years ago, it was like the premier MMA brand and everything, and now it's just like they might as well just sell the Tough Enough stuff with that logo, because it's almost even the same.
It's exactly the same, actually. It just says tap out instead of tough enough. Okay, and here's our last news bit so that we can get out of the news here. Alright, so we're going to make this really angry for everybody. The Rock and Kevin Hart may reportedly be teaming up for another film. Good idea. It's a remake of Jumanji.
Oh, God damn it!
Bad idea. Wait, okay.
Why would you remake Jumanji?
Yeah, first of all, and how does The Rock and Kevin Hart make Jumanji better? It almost makes it worse.
That is it's an insult to Robin Williams.
Now,
Is The Rock or Kevin Hart the one trapped inside the board game?
Well, presumably The Rock.
Kevin Hart
oh God, I can't wait to see The Rock do. What year is it?
Well, that wouldn't make any sense, because he would be trapped in the jungle. He would get that huge. If they're doing the angle where he's a kid, he gets sucked in. And he gets that huge in the game.
Well, yeah, because he gets sucked in. What else would you do? I mean, Kevin Hart, really?
Yeah, because he's been in the game for his entire life. He's had to bulk up in order to fight off all the animals.
They weren't going to give Rock Tarzan, so this is close enough.
I like the idea, though, of Kevin Hart being the one trapped in it, and he just comes out and he's just clueless, and The Rock still has to help him do everything.
I think they should remake Zathura instead and make Kevin Hart the little kid, and The Rock is his big brother.
I think the original Jumanji is great, and touching it is a crime against humanity.
Oh my God. I just thought of something terrible. What if they remake 48 Hours with Kevin Hart and The Rock?
Oh, good Lord.
Remake Tommy Boy with Kevin Hart and The Rock.
Fuck off! I don't mind.
What movies have Kevin Hart and The Rock starred in? Because I know it's more than one, right?
I think it is just the one, isn't it? What is that one that I don't even know the name of it? Yeah, that's right.
Are they really that funny of a duo? Are they really that rip-roaringly hilarious?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that they would be pretty funny. Kevin Hart's, the short, geeky guy, and then The Rock could be, the smooth, cool man. And it would work, yeah, but I don't think it would necessarily be funny.
How about remake Twins with Kevin Hart and The Rock, and then after that... And then right after that, remake Junior with Kevin Hart and The Rock.
That would actually be fucking great. I would watch both of those.
A remake of Twins with them would actually be decent. I'm not going to argue that one.
Those are both much better ideas than remaking Jumanji.
Lethal Weapon.
Oh my!
No, you don't touch Lethal Weapon.
No.
Fuck you.
Again, you don't mess with perfection. All right, you just don't do it.
Exactly.
Rush Hour.
Yeah, fuck over Rush Hour. I don't care.
But they already remade Rush Hour just recently.
Yeah, for a TV series.
Fuck it up more. I still don't care.
Alright, we're going to get to the 15-minute time limit because we got something to talk about here. So,
Oh, that's not good.
This is a hypothetical breaking news. This is going to be our 15-minute time limit. So I'm going to come up with a hypothetical news bit because something happened today, just recently, past couple of hours, and we're going to talk about it. Conor McGregor is leaving the UFC. He is retiring at the age of 27, and apparently he's really done. So he's pulled from the 200 card. He's not going to be fighting Nate Diaz, and rumors and speculations are around that he could potentially go to the WWE. So the hypothetical news bit is WWE signs Conor McGregor. How do you guys feel about this?
Did you know, first off, they could go ahead and give Conor the money that Dana White didn't want to give him because he wanted like $10 million for this fight for Diaz too. And
yeah, let's go into why he's leaving UFC in the first place here. He asked for that amount of money for one fight. What is he going to ask from the WWE? I understand that. And he would probably command multiple millions of dollars. That's above and beyond what any UFC fighter could possibly potentially make with one fight. If it's like a if it's like a 2 or 3 fight deal, like Ronda's the only one who's going to be pushing that kind of money, and she's probably not even close to that. She's probably making like a good, maybe a couple million a fight, and that's damn good money. She ain't making 10 mil a fucking fight. Yeah, not anymore. And Conor also lost his drawing power as well because he got choked out by Nate Diaz.
You lose a fight, you've dropped down the roster so quick.
Well,
in terms of viability.
I get the logic of wanting the money for the rematch. That's kind of the big appeal. And they have lost some pretty profile rematches thus far. I mean, you got to believe they hated the fact that they didn't do Rousey home, and then home lost and everything.
Oh yeah,
They just lost Jones Cormier again.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, he could be asking for more money, and I'm sure there was a certain point where, like, he could have probably asked for $5 million for this fight, and there wouldn't have been much of a problem. That's getting to an absurd amount of money, where they're probably not going to make enough to make that money back. Like, that's a losing proposition for UFC.
Yeah, unless he manages to knock whoever he's fighting out in 18 or whatever seconds again.
Or it's a fight of the millennium, one of the best fights you've ever seen in your entire life.
Like, he would have to go to just straight up being how he got the championship in the first place, and then that's how he would get back over. But it's not going to happen.
I'm going to read the tweet.
Because
I have decided to retire young to the cheese. Catch yous later. And that was today. And that was it.
Okay.
Wait,
he's really good in the short. He's really good in a short match. If he can get to you and knock you out, he's going to win. But if you drag out the match, he loses.
I want to put it forth that last night he did follow Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and Shane McMahon on Twitter along with Becky Lynch. Just saying.
He wants Becky. And so do I.
Fuck that. That's
Who doesn't want
Shane? And Triple H and Stephanie.
There is speculation that he's actually retiring because of his friend, Charlie Ward, who died.
You see somebody get killed in front of you? Yeah, that fucks with you.
So, did he get hit in the head too hard, or...?
Yeah, explain the story for those who don't know it.
Okay, so basically, Charlie Ward's McGregor's friend, and he had a fight, and then, it was last week, and he died 2 days after the fight, basically, because the referee decided to not stop the fight at all, which is why you should always stop the fight quick, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
And so that obviously has screwed him up, in one way or another, or it could be nothing. It could be the money thing that they were talking about.
Did he have a dislocated brain, or was it just from bleeding?
I don't know. Hold on, I'll find out.
I got beat half to death. Or to death, I should say, at this point.
Give me a second.
So, we know he's leaving the UFC, we know that. Alright, fine. We know that Triple H and Co. are following him now on Twitter, and he's following them. Some kind of connection can now be made. The biggest thing is that you need to remember when booking this guy, or when thinking about booking this guy, he's a former UFC champion. I'm not saying heavyweight champion, but he is a former UFC champion. He's going to be up there on the card. I don't give a damn how tall he is. I don't give a damn that he's under 200 pounds. The fact that he held it.
What they should do is give
Hold
Conor...
on, no, stop. When that noise plays, that means that something
breaking
big
news
is about to happen.
CM Punk is retired too.
All that he's not even going to fight. Wow. What?
CM Punk is retired too. No, I'm kidding. No, he says, well, fuck it. I've decided to retire old. Thanks for the shoes at Reebok.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Well, let's get back to Connor. Let's get back to the serious retirement here.
Now, here's the thing about McGregor and WWE. You have to keep in mind that nobody, except Shane, okay, Shane, nobody in the McMahon Vomitorium is really into MMA except for Shane. I mean, not really. I mean, I've heard Triple H and Steph, you know, they kind of fleetingly are into it, very casual. I mean, they know who Rousey is. They're not really fans of MMA, but they know who Rousey is. They know who the big names are. And obviously they're big fans of Rousey. But, and probably Connor too, because, you know, he's a big personality and everything. But again, you kind of have to, there's a lot of factors, his size, you know, how well he'll take to it if they were to get him. I mean, obviously it would be a big coup and everything, but at the same time, you know, here's McGregor. He wanted $10 million for this fight. Lesnar gets $5.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, and the training is probably, you know, 50 times harder. So
exactly what I was going to say. If he's asking $10 million for one fucking fight in UFC, what the hell is he going to come in? Because WWE is going to put a limit on how much they'll pay this guy, no matter what, because they don't have the finances to just be plopping down another $10 million contract.
Yeah, but
Well,
they'll probably
here's
pay
the-
him like $2 to $3 million, and he would only have to show up once in a blue moon.
Here's the difference between the UFC and the WWE, and that's that the WWE is going to share merchandising with the wrestler, or, you know, Conor McGregor, whoever they sign. They're going to share merchandising with that person. I don't think UFC does that.
No.
Especially not with the Reebok deal anymore.
But the other thing is, you got to remember, WWE money, that's guaranteed money.
Yeah.
You get paid for fights. You don't get paid every week. You get paid for every time you fight.
It's true. It's true.
He's asking for $10 million for one fight.
No, I'm just saying he's going into. I think he's going into it with a bit higher expectation of what he's going to be able to command than he really can. I'm not saying he can't command a lot, and he should command a lot because he is that level of an athlete. What I'm saying is, if you think you're going to get paid $10 million for a fight, I've got some real estate you need to check out, like, right now.
He'll probably get signed if he
It's
does
in Cleveland
sign
and
WWE,
Detroit.
probably $2 to $3 million a year. If he
I would say
does
no.
a
I
lot
would
of
say
work.
okay. So look, I'm gonna put it like this. Conor McGregor is the biggest draw in combat sports today. The only man who can draw in combat sports today. John Jones, not so much anymore. Ronda Rousey, not so much anymore.
Well, John Jones has to fight in order to draw.
Boxing is dead.
Oh yeah, but he's not gonna. I mean, I don't think he'll draw that much. But to be perfectly honest, I think that Conor would do
Rousey
well.
will draw, but with crayons.
Oh, man.
Well, I was hoping that you wouldn't draw that conclusion, but come on, man.
Well, she's
Put that
kicked
on
it
the
once
resume.
many times.
This is just getting drawn out. Conor in the UFC, and Conor in the WWE would be completely different. Conor in the WWE, he wouldn't need like Heyman. He would just be himself, and he would run his mouth, and he would say something, and he would sell tickets just by running his mouth. I mean, he's money.
He could do better
he's money
than
on the
Brock being Brock.
Kind of.
Anything
No.
this guy can do is run his mouth. He's perfect that way. He can cut the promos.
But that's the thing.
All he has to do is stiff a few guys in the ring and not hurt them too bad, and he's good.
But the question I have, and this is really the only one, who the hell would be his opponent? Like, first opponent, who would you put him in at with?
Shinsuke Nakamura.
No.
Oh my god, that would be the
No.
bloodiest switch ever.
No
No.
way.
No. That wouldn't be
I
right.
don't think so. Yeah, you have.
Heath Slater or Dolph Ziggler?
Neither.
I don't know. Ziggler would be a good choice. Ziggler would put him the fuck over.
You would put him up against Brock?
That's too small, though. Okay, so you either got Cena, you either got Triple H.
I'm trying to think of guys that actually can move around.
Well, the obvious
and
top choice for
plagued
this
by
is
injury.
Roman Reigns. Everyone knows that we all want to see Conor McGregor versus Roman Reigns, right?
Conor McGregor versus Rollins. Once Rollins
Well,
gets better.
Well, how about the guy who trained The Rock, Curtis Axel?
I don't know, man.
Here's the thing, though. With McGregor in the WWE, he's going to need to face guys who can carry him through matches, period. He's not going to learn fast enough to be able to carry a match. He's going to have to go up against... And they have enough guys to do this with. Like, Zayn and Owens would be two perfect intro matches for him.
Yeah.
You can't have an intro match with him. You got to have somebody... look, it's Brock Lesnar, right? Brock Lesnar coming back into the company. But then you have Conor McGregor, who needs time to, train and whatnot and to become better, and they need somebody to carry a match with. And the only person on that roster that can do that is John Cena.
Which is kind of bullshit. I would rather have them put him in developmental for 6 months to just at least train him in order to learn how to do this shit and not hurt anyone else besides himself.
He'll be down to do that, Gunnar. He'll be down to at least learn how to do the basics.
But he's not going to show up on NXT. You don't put a draw like that on NXT.
He'll be at the Performance Center, but he won't be on NXT.
Yeah, they'll teach him how to work to an extent, but he knows how to work. He knows how to go. I mean, he
just needs to learn how to take bumps. That's really all he needs to learn how to do.
Not really. I mean, you already learn how to take bumps when you're doing all the stuff that he does.
Well, yeah, when you're doing judo and stuff, you learn how to get tossed, but...
By the way, just so we all know, wink, wink, UFC's a work.
You can't say that, Gunnar.
God damn it, Gunnar.
People get so mad if you imply that the UFC is a work.
Now that
this entire episode has now been thrown in the trash can with all the other flaming piles of trash.
Either way, you don't have, so you have him go up against Cena. That's his first match. The long-term goal.
By the way,
he can get that belt. And he should get that belt.
Oh, Conor McGregor versus Cena in Hammerstein Ballroom.
No, you would do Conor McGregor versus Cena in Madison Square Garden. In Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
I would like to hear the actual fan reaction, not the hair dryers, please.
Well, you would know what the reaction would be. I mean, that's pretty obvious there.
So Madison Square Garden is pretty notorious for having a bass-ass crowd, but I like the tiny crowds.
Let's get down to the nuts and bolts in this, because there's a reason why this was a 15-minute time limit. Some of us here think that he's retired from MMA and is going to WWE. Some of us think he's retired and he's just going to chill. But there's people like me who I don't think he's retired yet.
I do. I think he's done.
I don't think he's done. I think he'll probably maybe do a stint in the WWE, but it's going to be seen what he does.
I
think that he does
strong emotions on this one way or another.
I think it's going to be. I think he's going to do a WWE run. I think he's done with UFC. I think that he did. I think his ego is a little too big right now, and I think Vince is willing to pay the money because they don't have the drawing power, as you will see in the ratings.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I assume that was supposed to be the buzzer.
Yeah.
My bad.
Who wants ice cream? I want ice cream. Anyone want shaved ice? That's good too.
Shaved ice.
I think he's gonna
shaved ice with tiger's blood, man. It is.
But that's not yellow ice, bro. Don't eat the yellow ice.
It's red ice because it's
that's why I give.
blood.
That's why I give that. That's why we always give Net Chester the yellow ice.
Nanook rubs it.
Yeah, we gave him green ice one time, and somebody had to go get
Frank Zappa over your head. Woo!
Let's go to
You don't play the sounds here, sir.
Gamma radiated ice.
Save me from these people.
Okay.
With ratings, it's Vassar.
And now for the ratings. As usual, starting off with TNA Impact. Viewership is up 286,000 viewers, which is up which is up from 272,000 viewers the week previous. WWE SmackDown did 2.355 million, down 89,000 from the week prior. And finally for Raw, the April 18th show averaged 3.336 million viewers, down from 3.529 million the last week. And that is it for the ratings.
Just so we all know, WWE had the lowest third hour of all time of their.
It was under 3 million. It was like 2.8 million for the third hour.
I can safely say I helped contribute to that because I tuned out right after the Roman segment was finished.
Yeah, pretty much after I saw Enzo and Cass, I tuned out, which was sometime during the second hour.
With the birthdays, I will stick with somebody traditional. Net Jester.
And that most likely means they've got trouble for me. Okay, hang on just a second. For some reason, whenever I push down...
Nah, Eddie, you're good. Just read them.
Yeah. On the 20th of this week, we have Mr. Garrett Bischoff and Johnny the Bull. On the 21st, we have the legendary Brutus the Barber Beefcake. On the 22nd, we have Harlem Bernardo. I think I'm pronounced that right.
That's a V, buddy.
Bravado. Okay. Relax. Calm yourselves. I'll get Razor Fist in here and he'll swear all over this place. Anyway, on the 22nd, we have Electroshock, Jay Lethal, Bug Nevins, and if that's not a name, I don't know what is, and Big Rick. On the 23rd, we have legendary Antonio Roca, Terry Gordy, Tony Atlas, and the man who launched...
And his name is John C.
Proof that he sucks.
I'm crying!
On the 24th, we have Yuji Nagata and Dustin Lee. Nobody in professional wrestling has a birthday on the 25th, so we'll skip to the 26th and give you the big red monster Kane, the immortal Luthez, and the guy you didn't even remember was in professional wrestling, Tank Abbott.
How could you not remember Tank Abbott? Have you seen his commercial?
Hell, I was in one of the last WCW Monday Nitros where Tank Abbott was at, and all he did was chase after a fan who spilled beer on him. That was about it.
Mind you, also, Net Jester is a part of the
gay community.
Just saying.
That might be too.
And now it is time for...
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, there isn't.
Around here.
With Omega BR.
Yes, this week in wrestling history, circa 1954, where the Great Bolo and Tom Rice defeat Wilbur Snyder and Xandor Zbo for the NWA International Television Tag Team title in Hollywood, California, ending their second reign. Jump to 1984, where Luke Graham wins the NWA Central States Heavyweight title from Buzz Tyler in Kansas City, Kansas, ending Tyler's third reign. And in 1993, Steve Gatorwolf defeats Navajo Kid for the American Wrestling Federation Heavyweight title in Kayenta, Arizona, beginning Gatorwolf's fifth reign and ending Navajo Kid's third. And that was This Week in Wrestling History.
Happy trails. Happy trails to the New Day, who moved the most merchandise during WrestleMania weekend. As Big E put it, a year ago, they had to beg for something on the shop, but now they're number one in sales for WrestleMania weekend. Congratulations to the New Day.
You gotta keep it tight.
No.
We don't want to hear about your vagina, Netchester. Get out.
That right there.
All right.
That right there is a statement on how far they've come to in a year. They've come so
Absolutely.
far.
And how money that gimmick is. And, okay, let me say it again. Hey, Yanko,
Hey, Gunner.
you're right.
You're goddamn right I was right.
Happy trails to Steve Austin, who is facing surgery for a torn rotator cuff, fully torn after his punch to Rusev at WrestleMania.
Oh, hell, he's that in bad shape that he freaking just...
Listen, kid. I'm gonna lay it into you, okay?
Why would you
Please
want to punch Rusev that hard? I mean,
Because, you know,
Fuck you, Vince Rusev.
dude's
For
built like a
Rusev.
fucking tree trunk.
Maybe
He's
just
not,
you
he's
surprised?
not selling the heat.
And a somber happy trails because we weren't able to, because as we were airing last week, or just after we aired last week, the news came down to Balls Mahoney. Balls Mahoney, I met him once. He was a good guy, happy, you know, really nice to be around. Generally awesome guy, and the sentiment is shared around the industry usually. There is a memorial fund going on. I'm going to plug it right now. If you go to GoFundMe.com/BallsMahoney, you should be able to donate to his funds, basically, to help his family put him to rest. This weekend, I believe on Saturday in New Jersey, there is going to be There's going to be a
Memorial service.
a funeral. His funeral. It's open to the public if you're there. And Mick Foley, being the good guy that he is, donated $1,000 to it. So I would just like to point you all guys to that. So if you got a couple bucks, toss it towards the funeral fund for a really good guy.
Yeah.
to pay respect to Balls Mahoney.
Yep. Last week after the show, we had all found out, and we were all crying over it, and we were all talking about how great of a wrestler he was. But it's nice that we get to pay respects to him this week.
What should we watch this week in wrestling? Income DDS.
I don't know. I've got something else, though.
Okay, what's your something else?
It was brought to my attention in the West discussion area that you can apparently buy advertising for on Pop TV during TNA for $335. So I would just like to point out that our PayPal is totally paypal.me/Smark Snark. And if we get $335, we will absolutely advertise on fucking TNA. This podcast.
Do it. Somebody please donate so we can do that. Oh my god, yes.
We will give credit to West in the... If they want that. They might.
We will give credit to West, and we will try to get any wrestler that we can find from the indies that give us intros.
Well, see, the problem is you're going to be competing with West to get that ad time. From some of the discussions that I've heard. So,
well, the discussions that I've heard, the way that I
we could literally shitpost on TV. Could you imagine
Chester? Why
That's
you
what
have
I'm
to,
saying.
like, get all those wrestlers to do the.
I hope y'all
fucking
realize that
thing
it's going to be
before
an
we
Adult Swim
change
bumper
names?
for all of our stuff, right? Just so you know.
It's
Yeah.
fucking shit posting to a new degree. Shit posting on
Speaking
television.
of shitposting, Netchester, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
God damn it, I'm not a shit poster, for fuck's sake.
You are a living shitpost.
You just need to change your nickname on the freaking boards, and you won't get fucking knocked off as hard.
Well, no. It
Anyway, to continue with actual wrestling shit, I found that the best thing that went on was, of course, last night's during Raw. There wasn't too much, but one of the few fascinating things was I was shocked and surprised when I saw the New Day come out to aid Cesaro to tear up Miz and the League of Booty, or League of Nations, whichever you will. And that was a fun match, and I think you should just watch that part of Raw again.
All right, Vassar, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Bada boom! Realest fag in the room. How you doing? Enzo and Cass versus Dudley Boys.
That has to do with cigarettes being they were in Britain. And
No, it's because I'm
what
gay.
should we watch this week in wrestling?
Shit. I don't know.
Come on, dude.
Fuck. I don't know. Raw wasn't that interesting for me. Shit.
Well, no shit, Raw wasn't that interesting for you. It wasn't that interesting for everybody.
Tell you what, watch Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ty Dillinger from NXT. Go.
All right, there you go.
It's a good match.
Dog, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
You should watch from Lucha Underground as part of the Trios tournament. You've got the fucking dream team of Rey Mysterio and Prince Puma, a.k.a. Ricochet, along with Dragon Azteca Jr., taking on this year's like kind of team that hates each other, which is John Morrison, the cuck himself, and Taya, the girl who's probably cucking him now, and the Machine, Brian fucking Cage. Get your shit in.
Get your shit in, boys. Let's see here.
Get my shit in?
Omega, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
You should watch Bunkhouse Buck and Dirty Dick Slater versus Harlem Heat from WCW's Great American Bash in 1995.
Why do I get the feeling I don't actually want to watch that?
Well, watch it in about 9 months to put everything in perspective.
Who'd you bang? How'd you lose your virginity? Wait, what?
What?
Is that what you're saying?
That's
Oh, Jesus.
No, I was saying toward the election, but I guess that would be more like 7 months.
Well, we're getting screwed either way with that. Oh, man.
Fucked in the ass or, other?
Dear Jesus.
Can you just...
ECW World Tag Team Title, 4-way elimination. The FBI, Little Guido and Tracy Smothers. The Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray Dudley and Devon Dudley. Axel Rotten, Balls Mahoney. The Gangstonators, John Cronus and New Jack. From November to Remember 1997.
Oh god, I forgot about the Gangstonators.
The Gangstonators. That's what you should watch this week. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. Alright. Well, yep. I think that's it for this week. So thank y'all for listening. We appreciate it very much. You can check it out online at smarksnark.com, twitter.com/smarksnark, facebook.com/smarksnark. You could call into the show, 812-408-9666 or 812-408-WOO. That's it. So just remember, it's gofundme.com/ballsmahoney if you want to donate to that to the fund. And thank y'all very much for listening. And you know what? Here's one for the for Emma's little stud over there. Take care, spike your hair.
You know it.
Good night, Nutley.